Okay, let's start now. So, this is now your PFRS 9. Okay? We'll start with the investment at fair value. Okay. So, discuss natin. Ayan. Dalawa lang naman ang investment mo eh. Investment in debt securities o kaya investment in equity securities. Dalawa lang. Investment sa debt securities or investment in equity securities. Sabi ni PFRS 9, kailangan i-classify mo yan. I-classify mo ang investment in debt securities mo. I-classify mo din ang investment in equity securities mo sa ganitong mga klasifikasyon. Fair value to profit or loss, fair value to other comprehensive income, and investment at amortized cost. Yan yung tatlong classification na binanggit ni PFRS 9. Ang tanong, paano mo yan ika-classify? Yes, sir, meron akong investment in debt securities. Yes, sir, meron akong investment in equity securities. Pero sir, paano ko yan ika-classify according to PFRS 9? Okay. The basis of classification class would be the business model. Okay? Business model ang classification. Let's start with investment in debt securities. Okay. Ang business model mo sa investment in debt securities, dalawa lang. That is to sell the investment and or to collect contractual cash flows. Pag sinabi mong to collect contractual cash flows, to collect principal and interest on the outstanding principal balance. Mangongolekta ka ng principal at ng interest on the outstanding principal balance. That is the business model for contractual cash flows. Okay. Unahin ko dito, class, itong una, yung nasa taas. Kung ang business model mo ay ibenta ang investment in debt securities at wala kang planong mangolekta ng principal at interest, ibig sabihin, that investment is held for trading. Okay? Meaning that investment is intended to be sold in the near future. Okay? When we say intended to be sold in the near future, yung near future kasi, class, if the problem is silent, that is intended to be sold sa lalong madaling panahon within the year, within 1 year. That is the business model. To sell the investment in debt securities in the near future, sa lalong madaling panahon. And that would be, if the problem is silent, to sell the investment within 1 year. Okay? Itong letter T, class, the timing, no? The timing of selling the investment. And the timing is in the near future, within the near future, within 1 year. Ibig sabihin, class, kapag bumili ka ng investment in debt securities, binabantayan mong tumaas ang fair value niya. Pag tumaas ang fair value niya, benta na. Okay? So that is your investment under the business model to sell the investment in the near future. These are held for trading securities without the business model or intention to collect contractual cash flows. Kapag ganyan ang business model, class, nandito ka sa fair value through profit or loss. Okay? Then, punta tayo sa isang extreme dito sa dulo. If your business model, wala ka naman planong ibenta all throughout the investment period, let's say the maturity period of the investment in debt securities is 5 years, wala kang planong ibenta yan. Okay? Anong business model mo? To collect contractual cash flows. Okay? To collect principal and interest until the maturity of the investment. Yan ang business model mo. If that is the business model, therefore, that would now be investment at amortized cost. Okay. Then, punta tayo sa gitna. Ito, hybrid. The business model is to collect contractual cash flows and to sell the investment. Let's say, meron kang investment in debt securities na ang maturity ay 5 years. Okay? Ang business model mo, mangungulekta ka muna ng principal at interest, let's say, sa unang 2 taon. And after the second year, ibebenta ko na yan. Okay? Ibig sabihin, ang business model mo, hybrid. To collect contractual cash flow first, then eventually sell the investment. Kaya nga yung timing dito ng investment is not in the near future. To sell the investment, not in the near future. Hindi sa lalong madaling panahon. Meaning, if the problem is silent, you will hold the investment beyond 1 year. Okay? Yan siya. Paano naman kapag ang investment mo naman ay investment in equity securities? Okay? Sa investment in equity securities, ang business model mo dyan, to hold the investment and to what? Kasi pag bumili ka ng ownership interest, hahawakan mo yan to hold the investment and to what? To sell the investment. Okay? But when is the period of selling the investment? Doon siya magkakatalo ng classification. Ang classification lang ng investment in equity securities mo, dalawa lang. That is fair value through profit or loss, saka fair value through other comprehensive income. Okay? Wala dyan yung investment at amortized cost. Bakit? Kasi ang investment at amortized cost, ang business model mo dyan ay to collect principal and interest, okay, on the outstanding principal balance until the maturity of the investment. Ang interest class ay related lang sa mga debt securities. Wala namang interest na connected sa equity securities. Kaya wala kang makikitang business model na investment at amortized cost sa equity securities. Mag-ingat ka dyan ha, kasi minsan ang tanong composition. Okay? Sa equity securities, never na magkakaroon na classification na investment at amortized cost because the investment at amortized cost has a sole business model to collect principal and interest until the maturity of the investment. And interest is only connected with debt securities. Okay? Not in equity securities. Okay? So, hinawakan mo ng investment. Okay? That is to hold the investment. The equity securities we are referring here, class, the ownership interest related to what? Related to your voting shares. No? Ito, voting shares mo. Okay? Kasi ang pinag-uusapan natin dito, if you're holding voting shares under the investment in equity securities, investment at fair value, less than 20% ka lang. Mamaya natin pag-usapan. Basta ang pinag-uusapan natin ngayon, investment at fair value under PFRS 9, the ownership interest is at less than 20% ownership interest. That is related to your interest, ownership interest related to the voting shares or the ordinary shares. Okay, tingnan muna natin yung classification. Ang classification niyan, class, depende kasi kung ano ang intention o business model. If that equity securities is intended to be sold in the near future, sa lalong madaling panahon, that would now be held for trading securities. Held for trading equity securities. Nandito ka. Okay? And that would now be at fair value through profit or loss. Okay? Then, if the business model is to hold the investment, then eventually sell the investment, but not in the near future. So the timing of the selling here is not in the near future. Ibig sabihin, that would now be beyond 1 year. If that is the case, that would now be under your fair value to other comprehensive income. Okay, so ang nagbago lang, class, is the timing of selling the investment. The fair value to profit or loss would always be held for trading securities. Okay? These are the securities that are intended to be sold in the near future. While FVOCI, okay, the timing of selling the investment is not in the near future. That would now be beyond 1 year. Okay? So, yun siya. So, this is now FVOCI. What if, sir, wala siyang planong ibenta? Ang plano niya lang is to hold the investment. Iba ang plano niyan, ang intention niyan. Okay? Ang intention niyan, class, to eventually have the so-called significant influence and control. Okay? Ang pinag-uusapan natin, class, sa investment at fair value as far as ownership interest is concerned, less than 20% ownership interest. Ito yung nagkakaroon kasi ng variation as to what classification. If the equity securities, okay, has an ownership interest, if the investor has an ownership interest of less than 20% in the ordinary shares, the classification would be at fair value to profit or loss or fair value to other comprehensive income depending on the business model. Okay? If the ownership interest is at least, dapat may guhit dito, at least 20% to 50% na ownership interest sa ordinary shares or voting shares, magkakaroon niya ng presumption ng significant influence. And that would now be under investment in associate classification. Okay? Mamaya yon, okay? In the succeeding discussion natin pag-uusapan si investment in associate. Okay? Pero class, ito, if the ownership interest is more than 50%, may presumption yan ng control. Okay? May presumption ng control. Okay? And the proper classification of that investment, that would now be under investment in subsidiary, governed by PFRS 3 and PFRS 10. Okay? Wala na yan sa FAR. Nasa AFAR yan. Okay? Yan yung ownership sa ordinary shares. So nagkakaroon ng variation depending on the percentage of ownership. Pero class, kung ang ownership interest mo ay related sa preference shares, okay? Regardless of the percentage of ownership, that would be classified under fair value to profit or loss or fair value to other comprehensive income, okay? Lang. Wala kang magiging variation ng classification mo. Hindi yan papalo sa investment in associate, hindi rin yan papalo sa investment in subsidiary kasi wala ka namang magigain na significant influence o control. Okay? So, if you are an investor, okay, investing at preference shares with ownership interest related to preference shares, the classification would be fair value to profit or loss or fair value to other comprehensive income depending on the business model. Okay? And there are the so-called fair value option. The fair value option is only exercised, okay, at the time of acquisition. So the investor has the option to classify its investment at fair value at the time of acquisition. Okay? Especially if that would lead to a huge accounting mismatch. Dalawa lang naman yan eh. Designated at fair value to profit or loss or irrevocably designated at FVOCI. And this fair value option is only exercised by the entity at the acquisition of the investment. Okay? Ibig sabihin, class, kahit na pumapasok yan sa investment in associate, pwede niya pa rin, no? Exercising the fair value option, pwede niyang i-designate yan at fair value to profit or loss or irrevocably designate at FVOCI. And that would now be, okay, because of the business model. Kahit na meron kang 20% ownership dito, if the business model naman is to sell the investment in the near future, dito yan dapat, investment at fair value yon. Okay? So that is your fair value option. Okay. Kung hindi mo naintindihan lahat ng pinagsasabi ko, okay lang. Basta yung kasunod, maiintindihan mo na. Because this is now the summary. Okay? So ang summary niyan ito. Tatlo ang pinag-usapan natin na investment at fair related to or cited by PFRS 9. You have the fair value to profit or loss, fair value to other comprehensive income, and investment that amortize cost. Let's start first with the composition, okay, of the investment. Okay? So under the fair value to profit or loss, ang pwedeng pumasok diyan, debt and or equity securities. Tingnan mo dito. Ang fair value to profit or loss, pwedeng sa debt securities yan, pwede rin yan sa equity securities. Ibig sabihin, pwedeng magsama ang debt tsaka equity securities under this classification. Okay? Then, you have the FVOCI. FVOCI, the composition is also can be debt and or equity securities din. Kaya mapapansin mo dito, FVOCI can be related to debt securities or can be related to FVOCI. Okay? So, ang composition nito, debt or equity securities. Then, yung investment at amortized cost, ang composition niyan, debt securities lang. Okay? Debt securities lang yan. Never na magkakaroon ng investment at amortized cost sa equity securities. Okay? Then, let's now go to the measurement, valuation. Okay. So, under fair value to profit or loss, ang initial measurement niyan, that would be at fair value. Okay? Kasi nga ang topic natin, investment at fair value eh. Okay? Under PFRS 9. So, this is at fair value yan. Ang subsequent measurement ng fair value to profit or loss at fair value din. Okay? At yung changes ng fair value, the changes would be the unrealized gain or unrealized loss. Unrealized because wala namang actual disposal. We are talking about the paper gain or paper loss. If the fair value increases, let's say you've acquired an investment with a fair value of 100, tapos naging 150. So meron kang paper gain kasi wala ka pa naman actual disposal eh. The realized gain, okay, would be realized, di ba? After the actual disposal of the investment. Since wala ka naman actual disposal dito, meron ka lang unrealized gain. Okay? Sa kabila naman, on the other hand, if the fair value decreases, meron kang paper loss, unrealized loss. And that unrealized gain or unrealized loss under the fair value to profit or loss, that would be accounted under your statement of profit or loss. Okay? That is now FBPL. What about the FBOCI? Sa FBOCI class, initial measurement niyan at fair value din. The subsequent measurement at fair value din. Okay? The changes in fair value class would be accounted under the other comprehensive income. Okay? Yun siya. So, the difference or the changes in fair value under FVOCI, that would be accounted under the other comprehensive income. And the cumulative unrealized gains and losses, that would be, okay, considered in the statement of changes in equity. Okay? Again, the changes in fair value, unrealized gain, unrealized loss, other comprehensive income. And the cumulative unrealized gains and unrealized losses should be accounted under the statement of changes in equity. Okay? Then, you have your investment at amortized cost, sometimes called investment in bonds or investment in debt securities. Yan yung mga chapter titles sa mga books na pwede mong makita. Okay? Then, the initial measurement is at present value, and the subsequent measurement should be A, at amortized cost. Okay? So, initial measurement at present value, and the subsequent measurement should be, this is the letter A supposed to be, amortized cost. At wala namang changes ng fair value dyan. Smiley lang kasi wala namang fair value dito. Okay? So, walang changes ng fair value yan. Now, last concept, no? Ang last concept dyan is the transaction cost. Okay? Okay. Ang transaction cost class, these are the necessary expenditures made, no, to acquire the investment. Ang transaction cost sa fair value to profit or loss, that should be expense outright. Okay? Baka meron tayong mas magandang ano dyan para maipakita. Ito. Yan. Ito lang din yan. Nilipat ko lang ng isang concept map. Okay. So, the fair value to profit or loss, initial measurement at fair value, walang transaction cost dyan. The transaction cost under the fair value to profit or loss should be treated as expense. Why expense? Kasi class, your business model is to dispose the investment in the near future. Di ba yan yung fair value to profit or loss? Okay? To dispose the investment in the near future. Ito yun eh. Okay? To sell the investment in the near future. Kung ang plano mo pala patayin ang investment sa lalong madaling panahon, walang dahilan para buhayin mo ang transaction ko sa simula pa lang. Sa simula pa lang, patayin mo na din. Okay? That is under your fair value through profit or loss. Expense outright. Okay? What about sa FBOCI? Under FBOCI, the transaction cost is capitalized or added to the fair value. Why? Kasi nga, di ba, wala ka namang planong i-dispose within 1 year yan. Yes, you have the intention or the business model to sell, but that is eventually. Okay? The timing of the selling is not within the year, not in the near future. Di ba yun yung pinag-usapan natin kanina? The FBOCI that is not intended to be sold in the near future. Meaning, if the problem is silent, that would be sold beyond 1 year. Okay? So, any transaction cost related to the acquisition of that investment should be capitalized. Okay? I-capitalize mo ang transaction cost. But, and under the investment at amortized cost, lalo na dito. Kasi sa investment at amortized cost, di ba, that is what? To collect principal and interest until the maturity of the investment. Di ba, hahawakan mo yung investment na yan? Okay? Until the maturity of the investment. Ibig sabihin, any transaction cost related to the acquisition of that investment should also be capitalized. Yun ang reason behind doon. Okay? So, that is your part 1. Ito ang kailangan mong paano ba? Mapatato, ibig sabihin, maintindihan ng mas maigi. Yung summary. Okay? The composition, the measurement, and the treatment. No? Yan siya. So, kung okay ka na dyan, we can now proceed with the next module. Okay? Ang next module natin is yung iyong module 3, no? Sige. So, kunin muna natin si next module natin. Okay. Yung next module natin, that is module 3, ang title niyan is Investment at Fair Value. Okay. Investment at Fair Value.